Hi guys, time for another rubber band powered car. I've got an empty plastic tomato ketchup bottle. I'm just going to melt some holes in it for the axles to go through, the back and the front. And I will use some axles and some wheels that I've used in the previous episodes to save me time making them. Now this particular bottle has got a nice seam all the way around it to help you find the location for the holes. At the back we need enough space to be able to wrap the rubber band around it, so we need the axles to go through, I would think, at about that distance from the back. So I can actually see where the seam is. And then at the front, that's easy enough, I can choose anywhere along there. But there's a bit of a fold in the plastic just there, so I'll use that point, because that'll be the same position on both sides. Now, there's a problem using a bottle as short as this. There's a good chance that if we don't get the holes absolutely perfect, it'll go off to one side or the other, because it's a short wheelbase. The longer the wheelbase, the easier it is to keep it straight. Short wheelbase, any little slight variations in how you drill these holes means that you'll probably get it going side to side. The other problem you might get is it's quite short, you're not going to get many rubber bands on it, so you're not going to have very much to wrap around the back axle. Now there's a simple fix to that. What you need is another barbecue skewer. I'm just looking to see if I've got one laying around. I haven't. I've got a drinking straw, that'll do just for visual effect. What you can do is you can stick a skewer straight on the front there and then attach the rubber band to the far end, so you've got a much longer length even though the car itself is quite short. So I'll melt the holes first. Now melting, depending on your age and what you're allowed to do, might be something for an adult. I've got a wooden stick here with a nail through it. That means I don't have to get my hands anywhere near the hot metal. I can put this in a flame, that'll heat it up, and then I can just push it against there and that'll melt a hole through. Same there, and same there. I'm going to heat it up using a gas flame. That's going to get hot, obviously. So when I've finished, I'll be putting this into a bucket of water to cool it down. This is also going to be a bit noisy. Because I'm going to put the extractor fan on to take away any fumes that might happen. Before I do that, I'll just say, as long as you're just melting it, there shouldn't be any fumes, but if you get it too hot, then it'll actually burn and then you'll get the fumes. Whilst that's heating up, I'll just mention I'll also put some holes in the top to make it easier to cut an area out so we can reach the axle. So I'll put 4 holes in here and then I can cut between the holes. go and put this in cold water to cool it down. Back at the table. So they're a nice loose fit. Now I need to cut between those holes. So that's our hole. So we can reach the axle. We'll try the short model first, and if we have problems getting the distance, then as I say, we can extend it by putting a couple of bamboo skewers out the front here and attaching the rubber band right at the far end, because that increases the length of your rubber band. I think just for the kitchen we'll probably be alright just with the short length anyway. I'm going to go and drill a couple more holes, or melt a couple more holes at the front here. And then I'm going to put a barbecue skewer straight through that way so we can hook the rubber band onto it. There we are. So we can hook the rubber band over that. In fact, there we go. I think that'll do for the kitchen. So, wheels on. Ooh, got a problem there. Front wheels rub against the back wheels, got them too close together. I have to space them out a bit. Yeah, that keeps them clear of the back wheels. Oh, we'll give that a run. Right, I'm just wrapping the rubber band around the back axle. I haven't put a little T-piece on there, which does make it a lot easier. Right, off we go. just a tiny bit right. I think that's good enough. Well, that seems to work. So we better have a summary. We've got 4 CDs or DVDs, 8 plastic bottle tops for the hubs, that's these bits, 2 barbecue skewers or bamboo skewers. I've used a bit at the front there through the mouth of the bottle to hook the rubber band onto. Tomato ketchup bottle that we melted the holes through using a hot nail. Also cut a hole in the top here so we can get through and connect the rubber band up. And because the axles are so close together, the wheels are actually touching. So I've used a couple of bits of drinking straw to space the front wheels out so they don't rub against the back wheels. And then you will notice these wheels have got rubber tyres on them. So if you have a look in the video description, there's a help file on how to put rubber tyres on your CDs. And that's it, job done. Oh, if you want to know how far it was going, we're doing, what are we doing? We're doing about 8 or 9 metres, quite comfortably, and it's smashing into the end, so obviously it would go much further. And that's just 2 rubber bands.